Hi, my name is Parker Crockford, VP of Sales and Marketing here at Judo Payments. I'm here to talk to you guys today about iBeacons. iBeacons are an interesting little piece of kit that's starting to become more and more popular, one with retailers and two with app developers. It uses a low frequency Bluetooth message to be able to indicate where an app is located when it comes to proximity to a store, to the counter, to a series of different pieces. So really, what is an iBeacon and how does it work? Well, it's a tiny little device that works with a nice small battery that can last up to 2 years. That really gives you the ability to do more with your app when it comes to understanding, geolocating where people are with your app. So if I have my phone, I'm walking by your store, or I'm walking near a museum or an exhibit or something, and I have that venue's app on my phone, it has the ability to send push notifications to notify me that you're close, to do a whole series of things that potentially you can get my phone to vibrate in my pocket and have me pull it up and go, I think I'm just gonna pop into the store, have an offer, find out about an event, do something different. It can be a really sort of powerful tool of engaging your users to come back into your device. The other interesting thing that you can do it is also you have the ability when you're in a physical space, actually figure out how close you are to a till, a register, to something within this place, so that you can actually engage that customer as they're coming forward to you in a different way than you had the ability to do it before. So you can actually start that checkout process with them, or trying to get them to use their app to pay, or to do a series of different things, which is pretty powerful. Now, a lot of questions that we get nowadays is, so what's the difference between iBeacons and NFC? Some of the key things to understand of the differences between iBeacons and sort of NFC. One, and probably the most critical piece of that, is how close you actually have to be to either the physical device or whatever you've put that small piece of NFC material up against. So that could be sort of an advert, or that could be at the till where you can actually pay with the NFC. That for NFC to work, you need to physically get your phone within 20 centimeters of the actual piece. So when it comes to paying or being, at a bus stop or something else, some sort of interactive piece, you have to physically go up and get your phone 20 centimeters close to it. The difference with iBeacon is you have up to 50 meters for that to be in, because where that really helps and enables you, again, is that it's that piece of that app is close, that app is out listening, the phone is out listening for your customer, and you're able to engage with them when they are passive to your app in a very positive way. The last piece to consider with using iBeacons there's several restrictions. The first restriction that you have to get over, which is becoming more and more sort of commonplace, is you have to, when someone downloads the entire app, you have to get them to open up this feature where they have the ability to sort of let the app know where they are in the process. If their phone is turned off to sort of geolocate and they're not opening and listening to this, that this feature is maybe something that's not going to help with you, and for some people it is a turn off. They will either disable the app or take it off their phone. The other consideration is battery life. When you do put a piece of technology like this in, where you're asking the phone to do more than when the app is not active and going, will have an effect on the battery. And previously with Android was very open at what battery, what apps and were consuming what sort of percentage of your battery. Now with the new iOS 8, you have the ability even for iPhones to understand who are the culprits that are sucking down the life of their battery. So it's something to consider, and when you're working with your developer, it's something to take into account with them. Is the sort of the being able to make sure you have the right pieces turned on, and you're not sucking too much of their battery. So in conclusion, iBeacons are a great tool if you're a physical retailer, you have a physical space, or you're some sort of event space that you want. If someone has that app on their phone, you have the ability to engage with them before they've entered the store, when they're leaving the store, and it really helps you get more out of that app and actually get users coming back. Because we know one of the biggest challenges in apps today is the competitiveness of, one, having that screen space, and two, people going back and using them. So use them where appropriate, but iBeacons are a great tool, and they're something you should consider.